as per usual, I got to the airport far earlier than I needed to. I'd rather have that extra time just to take a distress out. So there's plenty of spare seats over this side, but over near gate 20 where I'm going to depart, it's absolutely packed out. Normally around the Qantas Club area I can grab a seat and no problems, but not today. It's just an announcement about a flight from gate 21 to Brisbane is boarding now, so probably explains why so many people were taking up seats there. I presume that maybe the Sydney flight that I'm on at 7 might be the next one, but who knows. They're going to be expanding this particular terminal with a $50 million upgrade, and it does get pretty packed out. Now, this is early morning and there's still plenty of people here, so later in the morning presumably it will be very busy. But I'm pretty happy to get away from my flat. It's absolutely disgusting right at the moment, absolutely steaming hot, just like an oven inside. So bad I had to have the aircon on last night, and yeah, that actually helped to relieve things. But I could just show you this part of my arm. There's still a bit of the heat rash there, so it was pretty full on. Apparently, my taxi driver, who is a New Zealand woman, or an ex-New Zealand woman, she told me that it got up to 41 yesterday, so no wonder I was feeling the heat. It was a stinking hot day yesterday, so I've copped 2 really hot days just before I leave, which is not ideal. So yeah, it was probably the worst possible prelude to a trip, having weather like that to put up with. I suppose what could have been worse is the torrential rain, but the heat was pretty bad. So my flat will still probably be pretty hot for another day or so, so it's good to get away at least. So, yeah, not pleasant this time of year, and that's one of the reasons I want to get out of here now. And, plus my birthday's coming up next month, so that's always good to be away when I'm having a birthday, and hopefully no operations in Vietnam this time. That'll be a nice challenge. But yeah, everything went pretty smoothly today with check-in and security and what have you. There's no great hassles. Hopefully it won't be any great hassles in Sydney, because I could go through the whole process again with Jetstar. I don't know if I'll have to generate my own bag tags. I don't think you have to on international flights, but we'll see. It wasn't a big deal as it turned out anyway. So yeah, all done. They did try, of course, to put me on an exit seat, so I told them where to go on, push the touch screen, and I think I'm allocated to a normal seat now. But I sort of always cop exit seats, you know, and I'm the person who can't, with my bad eyesight, it's just not a good idea to have me in an exit seat. So. But anyway, doing the right thing, hopefully. Normally this would be the best place to sit around here, because there's plenty of spare seats, but not one today. More spare seats over there. That's where gate 20 is, 19, 20, 21 I think. But there's a few spare seats now because all the people are lined up for the Brisbane flight, so that's good. But I've got the bench to myself, so that's nice. But got a bit of time to chill out before we board. It's going to be another 40 minutes or so plenty of time. But I did actually at least remember not to pack my wind cheater into the checked luggage, because Jetstar generally run fairly cold cabins, and I find that it's good to have a wind cheater just in case. And especially it's going to be even more important for the following flight, which is around 9 hours duration to Saigon. So you don't want to be freezing your ass off inside a cabin for a flight like that. So anyway, now it's just a waiting game. I didn't get much sleep last night, so I'm going to be pretty tired. But I've got plenty of time to snooze on the flight to Saigon. Well, it looks like boarding's going to be on time. They're weighing everybody's backpacks and stuff, and I was okay, no problem. Also sent me an SMS saying boarding was commencing, which is quite good. Yeah, just heading towards baggage claim after the trip. We arrived on time. One of the curious things about Cairns is that they didn't check ID. There was no ID check at all, which I thought had come in, and that they were going to check things like passports and what have you, or photo ID. Ask the passengers to provide photo ID, but I haven't seen any evidence of that. It's a bit strange. There was no kids on board the flight, so that was good. No screaming babies, but it was like a coughing convention. There were so many people in the cabin coughing. I don't know what the story. There seemed to be a big Indian tour group as part of the contingent. So, and they were a bit fidgety, moving in and out of seats and things, and some middle-aged Indian ladies coughing fairly continually throughout the flight. I just hope I don't pick up anything. It's always one of the dangers. So, yeah. So it's always something in the back of my mind. So at least that's the first of the 2 flights out of the way now. So pick up my luggage, then get to the international terminal, and then there's a bit of a wait because I'm here fairly early. It's only around 11 o'clock in the morning, and my flight's not till 4:20, so I've got stacks of time, and I'll be able to ditch my large luggage 3 hours prior to the flight, so 1:20 in the afternoon. Presumably I can check all that in, which will be good. Then I can relax. So it's good to get the connecting flight out of the way, and then next is the real business. It's quite a long walk to get to the baggage. That's a shame I can't transfer from one flight to another, but they're not connected flights, so just have to do point to point. So, it's claimed in here. Okay. Yep. So many little things you've got to look out for when you travel, so I'm in no rush to get the bag, so I'll probably be the first off the belt. It's always the way. So like I say, I'm pretty time rich, but that's the way I like it. I don't want to get too much in the way of stress. I think I found the right baggage belt, number 4, Cairns, if I'm not wrong. Lawn system as well, okay. So sharing a thought with the lawn system flight. As I say, I'm in no rush. As long as it turns up at some stage, I'll be happy. But most people aren't here yet. I imagine we'll see the Indians arrive on those ferries. There's a couple of belts dedicated to Melbourne flights, and they're both empty. So it's supposed to be showers today too. We didn't have a bumpy flight at all. It was actually fairly smooth. It's annoying though with the guy in the front. He must have been pushing his feet back, and then kept stepping on my toes a couple of times. And then the women behind me were pulling the seats when they were moving in and out. So they obviously a little dottery, and they had to do that. And the other thing is that having an aisle seat's a pain because you get bumped a lot. And I'm almost thinking it is worth paying to have a window seat just to avoid being bumped. And the greatest person responsible for that was actually the Jetstar crew. They kept bumping me as they walked past. I think they'd know better. But anyway. So anyway, I'm in Sydney. I've just got to wait for luggage, and I'll go to the international terminal and then just wait. Got a few phone calls to make and things, so I'll have a chat with my cousin, and so I'll pass time doing that before I check in my luggage again into international. So it's a relief to at least get the trip started. Nothing worse than the pre-trip. That's when all the stress occurs for me. But now I'm finally on the road. I think I feel a lot better. anyway. Let's see how long it takes to get my luggage. Found the international terminal bus. It's a different location where I remember it was. I had to walk further over that way last time, but doesn't matter. This is the driver confirmed that's where he's going, so I'll go with that. It does say it's an airport bus, so that's good. So once I'm in there, I can then relax and just wait for the check-in to open, which will be some time. So this has gone a lot faster than I expected. Of course the luggage turned up pretty well straight away because I was in no rush at all. But that's life. And yeah, there's a few grey clouds there in Sydney, as you can see. I think it takes about 10 minutes to get from one terminal to the other, so yep, got oodles of time. Well, I'm now relaxing in the departure lounge 54, which is the one for Jetstar flight that I'm on to Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon. And I think there's even a Jetstar plane parked in our bay, so that's interesting. So maybe that's the one, or you never really know. It could be our plane already waiting here, which is extraordinary considering there's about 2 hours 40 minutes before the flight. Stacks of time. That doesn't worry me. I just relax, and then I am looking forward to getting on board so I can take my sedatives and just doze off. Long haul flights, it definitely takes the edge off them. I'm pretty sleep deprived. I really got bugger all last night, so I think I'll nod off pretty fast. But yeah, it took me a while to find this particular lounge. It's a fair way out, and every board I came across was not blind man friendly, just not big enough. Thought I had a phone call there. I did find one that was at a reasonable distance, so I could actually confirm that the lounge number, the boarding gate number, is actually correct for my flight, and it does appear to be so at this stage, although things can change. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you, or entertainment or whatever, and either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great. But please don't ignore me. That's the worst thing you can do on YouTube, is be ignored.